I don't think women trust men enough right now to be like, yeah, I would like to have a man around. When I hear women say they don't need men, I know that is a reaction to men saying, hey, we don't really need women. If you're not having relationships with women and you're not appreciating the feminine aura, I really don't know how you're becoming a comprehensive person.
Hello and welcome to Boy Problems. I am so excited about today's guest. This is a person who has been documenting, dissecting, and sometimes dragging the modern man more than anyone online right now, okay? His name is Lathan. You might know him from The Ringer, from his really popular podcast called Higher Learning. He was an essential worker during the TMZ era. He had probably the most viral moment anyone has ever had with Kanye West, confronting his views on race.
I don't fight with my fist, man. I've been through that. This is what I'm saying.
So if I come over there, you're not gonna fight me?
No, I'm not gonna hit Kanye West and TMZ. Bro, you gotta be responsible, man.
Bro, I'm sorry I hurt you.
You gotta be responsible, dog.
I'm sorry I hurt you,
man,
bro.
Your voice is too big. You gotta
I'm sorry I hurt you, bro. I love you, bro. I'm sorry I hurt you with my words, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I love you, bro.
Responsible, man.
He's basically one of the few cultural commentators right now who can talk about these gender dynamics and all of the obstacles to our relationships in a way that doesn't baby men or bash women. I wanted Van here because I think this is a really unique moment where women and men are fighting a lot. You know, women feel abandoned, men feel attacked, and we have some healing to do. And this is what we're going to figure out with Van on today's episode. I think he's here.
All right, peace. Sweet. All right, do not disturb. But yeah, everything there is good. It's the best restaurant in town to me.
It's really good. It's really good. It's expensive though. I feel like they could put it down a notch.
You probably could.
They can make it.
You know what's funny? I don't know what an expensive restaurant is anymore.
You don't? Because you're so rich and famous?
No, but I will say that because I don't spend a lot of money, I don't ever go shopping ever.
You don't?
I never shop. I don't shop ever. I never shop.
For food, for clothes, for everything?
For clothes. I don't shop for clothes.
But you're like a stylish guy.
But the clothes are normally gifted. What that means is that there's never really any budgeting that has to be done because there's so many things I just don't do.
Got it.
I don't go on vacation a ton. I don't shop a ton. I don't really drink. I don't. So not really. So when I do, but so when I think about going to the restaurant, it's kind of like whatever the tab is at the restaurant. Also, when I'm at all time, you know what the real thing is? Mm-hmm. It's always 5 of us.
Oh.
Because I don't go without Tommy and the rest of the crew.
Right. Is Tommy still here? Is he
Nah, Tommy lives in New York.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So you don't fuck with him anymore. You hate him now.
Are you sad that Tommy's living in New York?
Yeah.
Is he your best bud?
He's one of them.
Wow.
He's one of them. You don't like him anymore though.
I don't like him?
What happened?
Wait, did something bad happen?
What happened with you and Tommy Alter?
Nothing.
But
did something happen?
You didn't even know that he moved.
Well, he doesn't really reply. We should FaceTime him. Oh, you know what we should do? I should FaceTime him. He won't respond. And then you FaceTime him and then he will.
He definitely is not going to respond to a FaceTime from me.
Really?
For sure.
He's going to think you're in the hospital?
He's definitely not going to. I don't know. He's definitely not going to respond to a FaceTime. Let's see what happens.
FaceTime. Tommy.
Oh, here it is. Let's see.
Oh my God.
He's definitely not responding.
Is this how men are? Is this what men do? Men just don't want to be that close. It's scary.
I think it's a generational thing as well. I spend a lot of time on the phone.
Okay.
There are 2 people I talk to the phone, 2 guys I spend the most time on the phone with. My best friend Ryan and Charlemagne. These are long conversations, expansive conversations. It's different though, because Charlemagne is always an issue. We're talking about something. But me and my friend Ryan, who is my best friend, I met him literally the first day of first grade. We're talking 1986. We just stay on the phone for 3 or 4 hours while he talking to his kids and I'm watching the basketball game. And the conversation falls away for 30 minutes at a time. And then he'll be like, what you doing? I'll be like, oh shit, I'm watching the lake. Oh, what channel are they on? We're so close, we stay connected in that way, energetically.
So it's almost like you're on a live stream together.
Kinda.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that go along with cognition that we don't really discuss.
Okay.
So it wasn't just that you knew your grandmother's phone number or that you knew people's phone numbers or that you knew how to get to their house. There was a feeling of an understanding of, I know your number. I know how to get to your crib. Yeah. I know all of these things. I'm storing this stuff. Mm-hmm. So energetically with me and my friend Ryan, being on the phone is a demonstration of our connectivity.
Got it. Well, I want to comment on that because I totally agree. There's something that's so lost from the fact that we don't know our friends' phone numbers by heart anymore. You know, it was like if I asked you like your best friend's phone number when you were in the 6th grade, like you could still recite it, right? Like I could literally recite all of these friends, and yet I haven't dialed it in so long. If I was abducted and they were like, you can be free if you tell me your best friend's cell phone number, I wouldn't be able to tell it.
It's tough.
Or my follow-up to that story is if you're live streaming and you're on the phone, are you staying on while you're in the bathroom?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay. So there's a red line.
You're going to use the bathroom, you hit them back. No.
Because women, I think we do. I've done it.
But see, that's different though. Like women, like I remember one of the defining moments in my life is I was like, I can still think about it now. I was 16 and this was when the hangs first started.
The hangs?
Okay, so, at first being around girls is like a big deal, right? When you were around a girl, you like, you whatever, you had a dance, you had like that. And there were girls in your neighborhood and stuff and you were around them. But then the hangs start to where we kicking it. 4 girls, 3 guys, and we just know each other, right? We kicking it. They're friends, you like them and all of that stuff, but we hanging, we doing our thing. And I remember I was sitting there and one of my homegirls went, girl, your ass getting big? And she was like, what you mean? She was like, no, but your ass. And then she goes, and then she grabs her ass and she jiggles it in front of us. She goes, look at her ass. And like we all went. And then they had the nerve to look at us and go, oh, y'all are so nasty. We like, what? It's our fault? What did we do? How are we supposed to react? What's going on? It was like the show again. And so that is kind of when I realized that the rules are totally different. And they stay totally different. We're socialized and homophobia and entrenched and all of that stuff. Don't touch me there and all that, blah, 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 don't grab me. All of that to say the holding of the dick while you're on the phone with your friend is probably not going to happen. And it's not that I am outwardly, and you know what? I try. I work on this stuff.
Okay.
I work on myself, but there's just a part of it that's ingrained in me that you continue to work and make sure you get it out for the next generation.
Well, what are the rules? What are the rules of male friendship that a woman wouldn't know about? So you can't FaceTime while you're on the bathroom.
I don't know if that's a hard and fast rule, but it is something that if you realize that was happening, you'd be like, bro, you taking a piss right now?
I like to push back on that. Don't guys love peeing like all over the place? Like, isn't like peeing not a big deal to you guys? Like you guys will do it. I had a whole conversation with a friend a couple years ago where like I wasn't on a date, but like I was kind of like on a date. We, had a few drinks, whatever. And then he was like, oh, I'm just going to go pee. Like we were outside and like instead of going inside indoors to a real bathroom, like he went out, he just like peed right next to me.
But that was him. He was trying to be charming.
That is nuts.
He was.
But we did poll the guys, and that's what some of the guys said. He wants you to think about like his dick.
There's covert ways to like insert the dick into a conversation. You can straight up be the guy that's like, yeah, I can't wait to bend you over. Or you can insert the dick into the conversation in covert ways if that's your thing. If you're one of the people that like goes, hey, let me test the waters and do all of that. If that's your thing, because a lot of people, that's lame to me, but a lot of people are like, let's see if there's a discussion there, if there's something there. So his thing was, I'm going to take a pee. The dick is going to be inserted into the conversation, and then we're going to see how she responds. And how she responds is going to denote whether or not I continue driving the ball down the field or whether or not I punt.
Okay, so guys think that peeing, like me hearing you pee, and like that is going to elicit a sexual. Like, would you get turned on if a woman peed next to you? Like, just got down, bent to her knees, and like just like started peeing, and then you heard it, and like I'm judging by your facial expression that would not be it.
You know what the thing about it would be? If that happened, I would think, wow, how confident.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the thing. But in this situation, it's different. Maybe he wanted you to hear the force of the stream.
Ew.
To make you think that maybe the equipment was hose-like. There's all kinds of things. But there's if there's a bathroom available, there's literally no reason to do that besides a spectacle.
Got it. Coming back to rules of male friendship. If you had a top 3 rules that are like pivotal, unsaid, and if you were to break it, it would be a big deal, what are they?
So these are the rules of a male friendship, in my opinion.
Okay.
Between me and my friends. Number 1, no getting into your homeboy's business unless invited.
Wow.
So me and Ryan and Ian and Gino and Brian, Trey, Brill, my friends, right? We will talk about each other's business. Like, we will talk about business. Like, you got going through something with your girl, your kids, your family, everything. Right. We will talk about it. But I will never get into it. Meaning, I'm never going to be like, hey, you need to tighten up with your girl.
Really?
Or your girl is doing this, or you're doing this. Like, kind of things that I see in sometimes lady friendships where it's like, hey, this isn't working. This is not happening right. You deserve, nah. Whatever is happening to you is what you deserve. So this is the deal.
Even if it's bad and you're concerned, are you ever concerned about a male friend, but then you have to respect the no business rule? And
you would have to bring it up. Like,
so you're not allowed to ask questions? So how's it going with, like, you can't do that?
I mean, these situations with these ladies have been around. They're like sisters to me now, and with my homeboys. So it's like, that normally doesn't happen. But like back in the day, nah, not really. I'm really not going to get into you. And this comes from my father. My father's like, hey, stay out of people's business. And also don't tell your business. That's one thing. Number 2 is a deep, deep trust circle for me. With me and my homies, I can't speak to everybody else. With me and my homies, there is an understanding of all the ways that we are fragile, to where if the enemy had this type of knowledge, it could be used to destroy.
Got it.
So
strategically
vulnerable. Not as vulnerable as you would think, but strategically vulnerable. Like, hey, I know what you really care about. Like, I know what really moves you. And this is a place where if you really going through something and you gotta let some tears flow, I'm the guy that you can, and that you're totally safe. And then number 3, competition.
Tell me more. So you have to be competing with each other?
Not competing with each other to establish hierarchy. Never that. Never I'm better than you.
Okay.
But we compete for fun and for inclusion.
Okay.
Like, it's based in conversations about who hoops the best, about who's the best on the game.
Okay.
For those guys, because we were called the player proof crew. So back in the day, it was about, and we never competed for individual things. A part of our thing was that we were all secure in that each one of us brought specific things to the table. So there's a little bit of competition that undergirds it. Never toxic. I never ever saw my homeboy having something and wanted to have it, or wanted him to have less of it. But if he tells somebody, yo, man, 1998, couldn't nobody stay with me on the basketball court. I was cooking everybody. I'm going to be like, you wasn't cooking me? You never cooked me. Like, that didn't happen. And around that, I would say in all sincerity that the thing that I appreciate the most about the friendships that I've had, that I wish that everybody could have, particularly men in their friendship, is the space to be me. I've always been odd. I've always been quirky. But my friends and the people who have loved me, the men who have loved me and that I have loved, have always appreciated the things about me that were different. You know, I started having panic attacks real bad in my early 20s. I look up and I'm in the hospital, and like every single time they were there.
Wow.
To the point to where I started to feel bad. It became a joke. Like, we go to the Saints game, it's a bunch of people in the Superdome, and we sitting up high, and they see me start to freak out a little bit, and Ian goes, yeah, we headed to the hospital later.
Wow.
And then I'm feeling like, nah, man, you got to hold on. But I remember even at that game, I was like, I'm not going to lie, guys, we got to break out. Like, it's too many people here. And they was like, oh, you for real? Okay, let's go. Because they knew that the only way to salvage the day in New Orleans was to actually leave, because if I have the panic attack inside the Superdome, it's over.
It's over. The whole day is over.
Yeah.
I want to get back to that
Sure.
And your anxiety, because you've been super open about mental health, and I think it's awesome. I am fascinated by your answer because I feel like the common theme, and tell me if I want to know what you think about my analysis, if it's wrong or right, but common theme that you have described as like strength. What unites or what makes men comfortable with each other is respecting each other's strength. So like the first thing you said was, you know, making sure that you're not getting into their business, that somehow maybe there's a vulnerability there, you don't want to touch it, or, you know, keeping their business private because it could, again, make them vulnerable.
Yeah.
You know, and then feeling seen and feeling valued, and so feeling important. And all of that is rooted in strength. And I'm just sitting here thinking about what my answer would be for women. And it would be probably the opposite opposite of everything you just said. First of all, it would be, I'm getting in your business. I'm asking you, like, for me, if a woman doesn't ask me about how my relationship is going, knowing that things were not good the last time we saw each other, if my girlfriend doesn't ask me how work is, if she knows that things are, that would probably, I don't think it would hurt my feelings, but I would expect her to ask about the things that are difficult in my life and get involved if she's concerned and if I'm doing things in a way that, you know, she doesn't agree with or that she sort of is concerned with. I also think women don't compete. Sorry, women do compete.
Yeah.
We do, but we're not supposed to. And it's very covert. And
I think
it's very,
compete at different things. Like,
we do.
A lot of the things that men compete at in friendships are very, like, not useful. I never ask myself, yo, do I look as good as Ian?
Yeah, wow. But do you think other guys do it?
They might do. If you're doing that inside your crew is very faulty. Like, if you're doing that inside your crew is very faulty. I never think, yo, am I as handsome as, am I as smart? Never. Yeah. We all got different, because we like a team at the end of the day. We all got different things that we do and we play in different positions. I think sometimes, and you could tell me if I'm wrong, and a lot of this stuff is from the outside looking in. First of all, say what else. Finish your whole thing, because I do have some interesting insights on this. But what else were you going to say?
Well, it's just that basically I'm obsessed with just the way that the sort of obstacles to connection between men and women. And I think you talk so much about it in your show and just in general, and you're such an amazing cultural critic, and you've made some really interesting points about how, you know, that women and men are competing with each other instead of loving each other. And sometimes I feel like, first of all, that's totally true, but it's rooted in a fundamental, I mean, it's rooted in a lot of things, and obviously there's patriarchy and like all of that. But if you strip all of that away, I do think that there's ways that we are fundamentally different, and nature and nurture, it's probably a mix of both, but the way that women connect is inherently a threat to men.
Okay.
Right?
What do you mean?
Basically, you just said about connection, what connection means to you, right? And how love looks like to you. And that's a threat to me, by the way. Again, if you were to just, you know, I think a lot of women complain about men not asking questions, right?
Yeah.
Not going into their business enough because that's the way that women show love. But the way that men show love is to actually not get into your business. And so it just kind of shows me the way that we're well-intentioned in the way that we're trying to connect, but inevitably we feel abandoned by the other gender when we do connect.
It's true. It's very true. It's an amazing observation. I'll say two things. When I said that about men and women competing, I got two responses. The first response was from brilliant women, and I'm surrounded by a lot of brilliant women, that said men have always competed with women. Like, why would you keep somebody out of the vote? Why would you keep somebody out of corporate America?
Right.
Why would you keep someone out of this, so that you can control them? The way I looked at that wasn't actually competition. It was orienting your life in a way that someone is eternally subservient to you, so that you got that part figured out, so that you could better compete. I want somebody that is just pouring into me, because when I go to work, I'm up against Hal from accounting. And in order to do that, I have to have someone that pops out a bunch of kids and does all of that stuff. But those women, all right, there's always been this competition. There's always been this feeling from men that the first thing they had to do was stash women, then they could get to doing whatever they was doing. Very true. The second thing that I got was just a huge backlash from people that were saying that's not exactly the way that it is. And these were men that were telling me that where this is coming from is that women want to compete with men, because the way women perceive upward mobility in society is to be more like the men that have run society for hundreds, thousands of years, whatever. That makes the men feel like they don't have any utility, or that they're being outshone or something like that. Now, if you feel like that, there's not a lot I can do for you. It's just, there's not. You are in a, and I'm not trying to whatever, but if you're in a position where like somebody going to school or getting a job makes you feel like less than that, like I literally can't do anything.
Right.
That's just how you have to feel, right? I literally can't do nothing. But what I will say is this: the overarching thing that sort of surrounds this is asking the question about how much we need one another. I can't really get into, I take all the points that the ladies that I know made. I think they were good points. And I take the points that that some of the men made. I'm not so sure that they're that good. But what I will say is that the distance is real and it's actual. And what I think it is once you get into a situation, when I hear women say they don't need men, I know that that is a reaction to men saying, hey, we don't really need women. But when I hear that, it's just not true. That's an unfortunate truth. It's an unfortunate truth that men need women and women need men. When I say need, let me quantify. Do you need anyone to make you whole, fulfilled, and make your life have worth? No. But companionship to the sex that this is a very heteronormative conversation, feel attracted to, is just like a fundamental part of who you are as a human. There's very few things that you can recreate that are as meaningful as the first time when the girl that you like smiles at you. What do I do? Like, what do I have to do to get more smiles? Do I have to be nice? Do I have to bring her something? Do I have to tell her something? Do I have to get to know her? Do I have to walk? What do I do to be in the presence of that? What do I have to do? I'm sorry, that's fundamental. That's fundamental to your development as a person, is learning to protect, value, and exalt something that you want to be close to and have physical affection to. I think to act like that is not a part of who we are, or is not important to us, will inherently put us at loggerheads. Because then what's the point? What's the thing? I don't think women trust men enough right now to be like, yeah, I would like to have a man around. I get it. And I think men are threatened to the point to where they're like, hey, I don't know if these women are like my mom and my grandmother. So I don't know what happens. I actually don't think that there's a way back.
Really? So I agree with you, by the way. The whole decentering men movement, I think, is everyone should do whatever they want. If that's what feels good to you, that's what feels good to you.
You should. But can I say something about that real quick? I'm not talking about men being the center. You know what I think should be the center? The union, the teamwork, the union between men and women, however you orient it. The man is not the prize. The woman could be the prize. The man is not the prize. The woman is not the prize. But the union between two people and the give, that to me is the meaningful thing. Well,
I think relationships should be at the center of our lives. And I think women have sort of done a healthier job replacing relationships. Because we know that men and women are just not dating as much as they used to. They're not in relationship as much as they used to. They're not having sex as much as they used to. And women have been a little bit, healthier is the only word I can sort of come up with, in what they've replaced that bond with men with, right? Women have replaced it with more female friendship. Yeah. They've replaced it with cats, right? Famously. They've replaced it with hobbies and potentially not having kids. We know that women do more volunteering. They're more active in their communities. And of course, a lot of women also are, using drugs and doing things in an unhealthy way. But generally speaking, we talk about the male loneliness crisis so much more than the female loneliness crisis, even though both genders are equally lonely, because what men are doing with that energy that they would have put in a relationship is different. I was looking up data around AI relationships, 80% of users on romantic AI companion apps are men, and young men, 1 in 3 men report having no close friends. I mean, these are all stats at this point. If you have an Instagram, it's come up in your algorithm. So I think we sort of pay more attention to the downside for men, and then you have men like Scott Galloway, who's come on our podcast, say, well, men need relationships with women, and men get more out of relationships with women than women get from relationships with men, and therefore it's this whole idea of the wedding is for the woman but the marriage is for the man, that men get a lot more out of heterosexual relationships than women do. But I would argue that some of that is not quantifiable with data either. I mean, that what you're talking about of getting to kiss someone that you like, getting to spend your life with someone, I mean, those are not, there's not going to be maybe a data point associated with that, but that's positive experiences that I think many of us would like to feel. So I guess it's a long-winded way of asking, do you think it's almost like a primitive thing, right? That pulls us to each other. And by the way, I think that men and women, there's this sense that we hate each other, right? That you kind of said it, that men are taking away our rights, or men hate us, and so we're going to decenter men. But I think both really want the love from the other gender, and they're mad that they can't get it. They're mad that it's they're on such different playing fields. And it sort of comes back to that idea of how men connect, how women connect, how men have relationships, how women have relationships. And I think that women used to sort of just go along with it. And I think women aren't going along with it anymore. And then men are, I think don't have, some men have the tools and some men are sort of evolving, but a lot of men I think don't know how, or it's easier to just get an AI girlfriend.
It's true. I like Galloway. He's like a tall, smart Professor X. Bald white guy with a lot of knowledge. I fuck with him. Yeah. I'm going to go back to the crew in a second, but angry men are dangerous.
Yeah.
This is twofold, right? If we are not going to make a specific effort to teach teach young men how to deal with their feelings and emotions. It's socialized into young women how to navigate feelings and emotions and talk. Women, we talked about the fact that like you guys have more free flowing. It's okay, right? It's okay for all of this stuff. Young men are getting two different data points. One data point, and this is nothing, I don't have any stats. One data point is, hey, you gotta be tough. Yeah. You have to be tough. And the other one is, nobody really has to love you. So if those two things crash into one another, you have people who don't really know how to deal with their feelings and emotions, and also don't have anyone to deal with their feelings and emotions with. When we're talking about the male loneliness epidemic, women is one part of it, but another part of it is just the relationships that you get from being out in the world with other guys and stuff like that, right? There is value at being the worst basketball player on your basketball team. There's value. There's value in the camaraderie that goes along. The guy that never takes his warm-up off, that's there. There's value in that. There's value in all of that stuff. The angry male thing. I mean, honestly, if you ask me, the tech lords that are reshaping the world are essentially the guys who had ideas and they were like, shut up, nerd, fuck you. And they were like, you know what? We don't really need people. We don't. People suck. You know what was always there for me? The computer. The computer was always there for me. I had all of these ideas. I was, walking around dressed up in a 3-piece suit, going to class in college, and people made fun of me. I got to a point and I started a big tech firm business, and I now will bend society to the will of all the people who told me that I was a weirdo. Then you start to worship these people. You worship Musk, you worship Till, you worship Zuckerberg, you worship all of these people. They got it figured out. Not only do they have it figured out, but there's a world that they've built that I can exist in where no one has to accept me and no one can tell me no. That's odd. It doesn't really make a difference whether or not it's fair for the rest of us to have to deal with those people. We do. We do. And so the question is how? I'm going to tell you a story real quick. It's going to be kind of crude. Listen.
Let's go.
The story has to do with eating pussy. Okay,
perfect. It's one of our core topics.
All right. So let's go back to my crew. You have a crew of 5 or 6 guys, right? Let's stay with the core of the Player Proof crew. Ian, Gino, Ryan, Brian, Trey, all of us, 5 of us. And we're now getting to the age where we have girls that we are having lots of sex with. We're 17, 18. We're having a lot of sex now. Okay. All right. There's always a girl. There's I'm not going to name these women's names. These are my sisters. And I don't want to talk about what's going on. These relationships are different because these are women that you are deeply connected to. Like you love them. Like these are the girls that are wearing your leather jacket and you're hanging out all the time. Like you're not just messing around with girls, you're in love. So when these women say stuff, you listen to it. When they tell you things, you value those things. And that's your girl. That is your little piece, as we would call it in Baton Rouge. And you care about what she says and how she looks at you. You care about that. So you get to a point. I remember I got to a point with the girl at that point, and she was like, I want to try the eating of the pussy.
Okay.
And
she said she wanted you to do it?
Okay, I want you to do this.
Okay.
Like I wanted to, I'm like, okay, cool. My crew is not around. So if this is what I have to do to continue the rabbit-like behavior that we're doing, I'm actually good. I'm good with it. Let's do it. I'm into it. And over the course of X amount of time, she basically taught me how to do this in a way that she liked it, right?
Great.
And you get good at it and you're listening and you're doing the whole thing. I remember we sitting around and there's a guy that's outside of the crew. He's like a little bit older. He's one of Ian's brother's friends. And he's like, nah, man, they be trying to get me to do that. I don't do that shit. I'm not doing that. That's for that can't satisfy with the dick. I'm not doing that. And so we all sitting around and we're looking and he leaves. I look at the homies and I go, bro, I be doing it all the time. Like a lot. And I'm like, it's getting to the point. I'm not going to bullshit you. I like it. And then it was contagious. Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Yeah, we laughing and joking and stuff like that. We're having a conversation about sexual exploration and what it means to be a good lover, what it means to be a non-selfish lover, for sex not to be about your dick, but for sex to be about what it is that you want with your girl. All the same toxicity exists, guys. It's 1998. All of the same toxicity exists. But we're having this conversation. We're breaking containment on having an elevated sexual conversation. And that's because of the women that was in our lives.
Right.
That's because they felt a way express something, and then back in our crew, we had conversations about the way we were relating to them. That happens so much more than people think. You get so many ideas. You look at things so many different ways. Your girl will tell you things about other people in the world that you did not see. They'll be, I don't like the way you act. I'm like, what you mean? I don't like the way you act. You never seen the way he just like always rude to people? I remember we went to a place and he was like, it doesn't bother you that he is rude to the people that always like wait on us and serve us when we go to places? And I go, you know what? That is whack. Like, why would you be rude to them? It's like, yeah, like somebody like that, that's like, just has that type of rudeness to them. And I wonder sometimes what you see in him that would make you be his, and you like,
But see, that's getting in your business.
But women are allowed to. Like, your girl is
Yeah.
supposed to.
Right.
She like, that's, and you're like, shit. And then you say, out of nowhere, hey man, don't act like that. Like, they, in a lot of ways, if you are open to it, make you look at things differently, and then you bring that back to your crew and you talk about it. Now, this is my thing. If you're not having relationships with women and you're not appreciating the feminine aura, I really don't know how you're becoming a comprehensive person. And if that's not happening, it doesn't matter whether or not we're centering men or not. If that's not happening, it's a problem. I don't know if centering men, or I don't know how you deal with it, but you don't deal with it by saying that they deserve to be lonely or fuck them. They gonna fuck the world up. I'm being for real. Like, they are. They gonna fuck the whole world up. It's gonna be a whole world of Peter Thiel and Nick Fuentes, and it's like, that's definitely not what we will. So what's the deal? Like, it has to be an issue. I know that it's overly discussed, but it has to be an issue because they gonna just break shit.
Yeah, and I think the frustrating thing for a lot of women is that then implicit in the conversation is that it's sort of up to us to fix this and sort of fix this crisis. That's when I go, we haven't even been able to fix patriarchy for ourselves.
Yeah.
Right? Like, let alone, like, why would you think that we could do it for you? Why do you think that we have that kind of power? You've stripped us of that power. And so you're asking us to do something that you can't even do with the system that you created. So I think that's where the frustration comes from. But I totally agree. And that's where you want men to be talking about this and men to be doing something about this because they have so much power. And I totally agree. I mean, the algorithms created by these 5 or 6 antisocial, extremely wealthy losers are radicalizing so many of our boys. I think that we, in a way, pay more attention to, like, we view girls as being deserving of protection, or we're more comfortable with that than boys needing protection. What I would love to see is more men essentially taking on that role, because also that's who men are going to listen to. Women can shout out on the rooftops forever about all of it, but
you know what I think I'm trying to figure out?
What?
If I was to take this and make this racial, then it's like, hey man, if you want to understand what's going on, it's enough books that's been written. I can tell you that you don't get it, and I can say, and hey, could you educate me? I don't have time. I can have a conversation with you, but I can also say there is deep knowledge and scholarship that is out there. I don't mind ever. It's my life culturally translating things, but I tell you something, sometimes I just get so, fuck out my face. It's over. I gotta, you know what? The Lakers about to come on. I got time to talk to you about a goddamn systemic racism. Go, it's people that said it better. James Baldwin, pick the books up. Go read them. If you really want to understand it, why don't you show a little effort? So I totally get it. And these are the times that I feel odd because we need women in this.
Yeah.
And I don't know how, but like, even if we need to just be able to talk to women about how to talk to men, even if we need women in this, because men will listen, but I can't tell a man that has never felt warmth, affection, or attraction mutually to a woman what it's like. I can't create the value for him. It's like the men that he is listening to are just so much more accomplished in the wheelhouse. With some of these people, it would take a girl. Do you know what got me to stop thinking about the end of the world?
Please tell me.
A girl. My dad, rest in peace, Dad, man. I don't know what he thought was going to happen in this situation. He just had no idea how precocious I was. Me and my dad sitting down, we watching Silverado, 1987. He says to me, he goes, the world's going to be just like this again. I was like, why? And he goes, well, I think Reagan's going to drop that bomb. I was like, what do you mean, drop the bomb? He says, son, Reagan got bombs and the Soviets got bombs. And if they shoot their bombs and we shoot our bombs, it will cause a chain reaction and destroy the entire world. I was like, yo, what the are you talking about? And my father goes, it could happen any moment.
No.
I'm like, what? I'm like 7 or 8 years old. I freak out. And then it starts to be that. Then it's the ozone layer.
Yeah. Well, and you have anxiety.
And I have anxiety.
Oh,
Well,
he didn't know.
He didn't know. My dad, rest in peace, Dad, he didn't know. And so, do you know what got that out of my mind? I saw Tramika Johnson's bra strap. And I was like, if it has to happen, at least I got to the end, like, and girls and being interested in girls and wanting to go to dances and talk to girls and wanting to be around girls and just that social, that part of my life, it pulled me out of that for a little while. Yeah. I really don't know what it is to do, but I know that it's getting worse so quickly that at least the conversation has to endure.
Yeah. I agree. And I think women have to be part of it. I think particularly, there's this thing of like white women are the men of women, and I have to remember that there are so many things that as a white woman, Black people have said to me that have like pulled me in. Like women have to do the same thing for men. I think if we continue in this like very isolationist route that we're heading, and a lot of women feel like I'm invalidating the whole decentering men thing, but I kind of agree with you. I'm like, this can't be good. This can't be good for us. Before we go into boy problems, do you think that whole thing around eating has like changed 20 years later?
Yeah.
Or like men are... I
was a part of the revolution, man. All of that changed, man. When we was coming up, it was still something that was really frowned upon, but we knocked down those walls, man. We got to the point to where Lil Wayne was completely dedicated to eating pussy in his raps in such a way that it was almost like, all right, Wayne, we get it. Like, you know what I mean? And say that completely and totally changed. That totally changed. Yeah. At least for me. Yeah. So like that was the last, remember like The Sopranos where it was such a big deal that Junior was, that changed. We changed that, man. We were trailblazers in that way.
Millennial man. Are you millennial?
I was born in 1980. Okay, so like I'm in the
you're in. I think you are millennial. 80s
millennial,
the cusp.
Yeah, it like
you're
on
cuspy.
The cusp. It depends.
Okay. Well, thank you for being a fighter in that revolution.
It's more for us.
I think it's still not equal. I wrote about this a couple years ago, and it was still women are twice as likely to go down on men as when men are going down on them. Maybe in the last 5 years it has changed. The people who are having sex, because there's very few of them apparently. Based on the data, hopefully there's some more equality there. Okay.
How could you have sex with someone that wasn't willing to go down on you?
I truly don't understand.
How could you do that?
I know a lot of women who wouldn't let guys go down on them.
Why?
That it is too vulnerable.
Interesting.
Yeah, that it's too vulnerable.
Well, there's a difference between having sex and engaging in mutual masturbation with a partner.
Yeah. Sex, I think, is less intimate.
If you're not willing to make some secrets and take some risks, then, sex is just basically two people getting off, and that's okay, too.
Yeah. No, there's this whole, I think it's like first base, second base, third base, sex, showering. I think showering is the most intimate thing you can do. I think it's more intimate than sex.
Yeah, I think cuddling is more intimate than
really?
Sex. The good old spoon.
Are men, if a guy's cuddling with you, it means he really likes you?
You know when he really likes you?
He tells you.
When he really likes you is when y'all could just watch the movie.
Oh.
Because there's Netflix and chill. There's the TV going, hey, are y'all fucking yet? Because I'm about to go, I'm done. The thing's been going, are y'all still watching? I'm about to turn off. Because I know y'all fucking, I'm about to come, I'm saving energy, right? But when y'all could just literally watch the movie, when you could literally, he likes you. When he comes over, takes care of you, is very simple. A genuine interest. Mm-hmm. I want to have the experience of the movie together all day long. I knew that I was really into Kaliko when I passed up the opportunity to play basketball. It's like, we hooping? You might be going to the iPick. Nigga, what? Yeah, man, but you better get up here, man. The runs is good. Man, I don't know if you ever been to the iPick before. They bring your food out. They bring it to the, ever been there? Ever been to the iPick? They bring the food right to you. Yeah, man, it's cool. You chill, you lay back and the whole nine. It's like, nigga, all right, bye, bro. Hey, man. Love you. Aww. Y'all get a good sweat now. Click, bye. That's kind of the thing. But I don't know. It's different for everyone.
Yeah, it's funny because I think women, once they have sex with you, it's because they really like you. The opposite. It's the opposite.
You know what's interesting about that? For a lot of men, sex is validating. Sex also means that for them. Sex also means she must really like me if she knows this is the thing that I want, and then she does it. She gives it to you. Mm-hmm. But when you catch yourself actually liking someone, I like her for real. I just like being around her. It's different.
Well, that's beautiful. I love that. Okay, we should get into boy problems. The beginning of the question is just the emoji that's like, Like, that's very upset.
Yeah.
So I'm nervous. Okay, I've been with my boyfriend for 6 years. He has trouble communicating about hard stuff. He has dorsal vagal shutdown. Do you know what that is?
So I know that the vagus nerve is the nerve that
regulates
but
your
I don't know
stress.
what dorsal vagal shutdown is.
It sounds bad. After a few years, I would ask about marriage and get nowhere with him. Mostly he would say he wants to eventually. Well, we're coming up 7 years in November, and he says to me last week, I don't think we're gonna make it while drinking. I lost it and assumed we were breaking up. He says he wants to do couples therapy, so I do a session. It seems he needs therapy sessions with me to say how he feels and can't do it on his own. Should I bail? It sucks because I really love him and I'm so torn. But if he said that while drinking, it must be how he truly feels, right? I'm lost and confused. Now he's being really nice to me and loving, and I'm just even more confused. Though I guess I'm glad he feels better after therapy. SOS.
That's a really interesting problem.
Yeah. What's your take?
Well, number one, the fact that he wants to go to therapy is very interesting because I don't know very many fellers who would want to do that in any way, shape, or form. So that's definitely meaningful. However, if you want to get married to somebody, you should never have to bring it up. You should never have to bring it up. Maybe it's not that he doesn't want to be married to her. Maybe he doesn't want to be married to anybody. Like, having to bring that up is like a red flag, you know? Them going to therapy, though, him saying that therapy is a deal, I guess, why would you go to therapy if you didn't see yourself with the person long term? It's interesting.
Yeah. And I think all the back and forth, it really does seem like he doesn't know what he wants, but he's also like keeping you on the back burner. I think after 7 years, you know, there's what more are you going to find out? You know, like how many more years do you need?
So I think for anyone that is having the marriage question, the marriage problem, a good question to ask is marriage important to you? And the reason why that's a good question to me is because your significant other says yes, then you know that it's something that's important to them, but they just might not see it with you and you got to go and get somebody else. But if they say no, that marriage is not important, well, now you have a conversation. If marriage isn't important, why isn't it important? Is our relationship still the pinnacle? Do you see me as your life partner forever? Because maybe you see me as your life partner for an indefinite amount of time, but you don't just see yourself as a husband, or you don't see me as a wife. But, you know, if it's something that you want, it's kind of like the kids thing. You either got to do it or not, and you got to have a partner that wants it.
Yeah. I think kids is an easy one, or not an easy one, but an obvious one to bring up, right? Especially early in a relationship. Like, do you want kids or not? So that you're not sort of wasting time, because it is very hard to come back from that if you're on a different page. But marriage is a really interesting one because, yeah, I assumed, because I'm like a lover girl, I'm like assumed everyone wants to get married, but like it's really not the case.
It's different now.
And it is different now. And the reason why you want to get married or wouldn't, like if I didn't want to get married with someone, it would be that I don't like them enough, right? Or if there's like incompatibility, it wouldn't have anything to do with marriage. But maybe in his case, it does just have to do with his relationship to marriage. But I don't think this is the case, because he says, I don't think we're going to make it. He didn't say, I don't really want to get married, or my parents got divorced, I don't really believe in the institution. Like, there could be a lot of things that he's saying, but he's really making it about the relationship. Like, I don't think we're going to make it.
If you were to tell me that, I'd be like, all right, peace.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I'd say that, though, is because you know what else people have to do, in my opinion? Just like, you know, put people in the reality. Oh, you don't think we're going to make it? Okay, sure. Let me show you what life is like without me. Put people in the reality.
I agree. Make him make a choice.
Make them make a choice.
Yes.
Put people in the reality.
Yes.
Like, okay, don't even make it a whole thing. Hey, you said last night that I don't think we're going to make it. I don't have time in my life for like, you know, ambiguity. I'm going to go live with Janice for a while. You're going to go live with Janice? Yeah. Me and Janice are going to hang out. We're going to watch Thelma and Louise, popcorn with hot sauce, the whole nine. I'm going to hang out with Janice for a while. You figure out, well, you don't have to go anywhere. No, I'm not mad.
Yeah.
I just don't have an infinite amount of life to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, my friend Jamie said that to me once. It was different, but it was, you know, I was dating someone and we'd been dating for a few months, and then all of a sudden he was like, oh no, I can't be in a relationship. And I was like, what? Like, this is so new to me. Similar to this letter writer, I was saying, maybe he does, like he's saying all these things, and he was like, nope, you just go, oh, you're not available. Call me when you're available.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally like, call me when you want to get married, when that's something you want to do.
I understand that there's pain involved in this.
Of course.
But you would rather, you know, decisions like that have to be made earlier rather than later.
Yeah. And I just feel like the entire thing is about what is about him. He has dorsal vagal shutdown syndrome. He was drinking and he doesn't want this. And now he's going to therapy. What do you want?
Yeah.
You know, what do you want? And then focus on that. You're very focused on what he is feeling, what he needs. Sometimes that can be easier because then you don't have to come to terms.
Explore your own feelings.
Explore your own feelings and come to terms with the fact that this might not work out, which I know, is very painful. Okay, let's do, this one's kind of weird. Let's do it. I recently got doxxed by MAGA and had a ton of incorrect right-wing bullshit written about me, and it led to me having extensive Google search and getting fired from 3 streams of income, including a job in consulting. I recently sold everything and moved to France. But anytime I try to talk about it with anyone, they mansplain that I should have gotten another job and stayed in DC, and there's no need to run away from your problems. Do I just stop dating? I can't just not tell my story. It's why I'm in France. Sorry, this is not funny. It's not funny. It's just like, it's interesting. I don't
think I understand what happened. So she got doxxed by MAGA, so MAGA put all of her shit out.
Yeah, but it's incorrect. It's factually incorrect.
Like,
so
what's factually incorrect about it?
Probably lies.
It says, what I'm saying is, I had a ton, you should get specific, I had a ton of incorrect right-wing bullshit written about me. Like, who could this person be?
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, and then it led to me having an extensive Google search and getting fired from 3 streams of income, including a job in consulting. So someone made this lady or
I think she's a lady.
I think she's a lady. Made them look like they're like Steve Bannon or something like that.
I mean, I believe it. There's no like they're not tattered to the truth. I kind of believe her. I also know a guy that happened to. Actually, one of my Akila's. Do you know Akila?
I know Akila. Yeah.
Okay.
Akila.
It was Akila's like karaoke. Like she did like a goodbye leaving New York, and there was a guy there. He worked at a very important newspaper, and he was not a writer or journalist. He was doing he was like an engineer, and he got targeted by Project Veritas. That's this group that literally like traps people with fake, with hidden cameras and stuff like that. And they'll record a Planned Parenthood worker talking about
the people that they go out on a date with you.
Yes,
and
that's
then they
what
ask
happened.
you a question.
That's what happened.
Wait a minute, did I see this one? Because I be watching those sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Like they go out on a date with you and they go, "How do you feel about ICE?" And then you go, we're gonna round them all up and get them out of here. And then they go and they put the shit out on the internet. Yeah.
Yes, that was Project Veritas, and he got targeted on a dating app, or this woman actually Facebooked messaged him. I mean, this was like 10 years ago. And so he then started dating this woman, and she collected all of these screenshots about things that he would say about this newspaper. He ended up, losing his job. His entire Google search was fucked. No one would, employ him. So anyway, I'm really sorry that happened to you. That's a real thing. That is horrible. I love that you're in France though. I think that's that's a cool choice.
Yeah, this is like a little story. You know what you should start doing?
Write a book.
I'm about to mansplain it. Yeah. Like, write all of this stuff down. As far as the mansplaining, I've been that guy before. I'm not even gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes it's tough. Sometimes you gotta learn how to get out of it,
Get out of your own.
Yeah, because sometimes people will say something to you, and the hardest thing for me to understand about people is that they might be telling me something and not like asking for my opinion on it.
Oh.
Because like, remember,
you're getting in their business.
I'm getting in their business. But remember, in my crew, the only reason why you tell me something is if you want me to
comment.
Yeah. So it's like, sometimes it's just you're telling me all of this stuff, and then you tell me and you go, "Can I tell you what I would do?" And they don't want to hear that shit all the time. You should have got another job and stayed in DC. Do I just stop dating? I can't tell my story. No, you got to tell the story. But,
does she though? Make up be fun, be mysterious.
Oh, I'm into that.
It's your new life. This is it probably been a really negative experience for you, but this is the upside. You get to be whoever you want. You literally move to a new place. You can make up a fake name. I mean, I hope you did, so that you are away from these Google searches. Just make up a really cool life, like Emily in Paris. Like, just be like, I relocated. Just be really vague. I mean, I wouldn't lie. I mean, I guess you can lie. I mean, I'm pro lying. To men, but
you. It's not even about like you just. Hey, listen. I was the target of a lot of bullshit, and I'm here to get rid of that shit.
Yeah. But that's so. If someone says that to you on a first date, you're like, well, I guess men are less worried about their safety than women. If a guy said that to me, I'd be like, I need to.
If he said what?
If he's like, oh, I just got into a lot of bullshit. I'd be like, what?
Just ask me. You know what I mean? Then you ask me, but kind of normalize something.
Yeah.
On dates and in relationships with people. Normalize just saying what you think. Meaning, hey, I'm having a good time with you. You don't really know what's going on. I'm not asking you to fix it. Let's get another beer.
Yeah.
You don't know, and that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a nice hat, though. Sometimes weaponize your charm. Sometimes you got to tell. There's so many easy ways just to put people back in the box, and also you get to figure out whether or not they can handle it. Some people say something to me, and I'll be like, "Oh, I didn't ask you that."
Yeah,
and that's okay. I like putting, and that's okay. On the end. Hey, Van, did I do a good job? No, you didn't. And it's okay because I too have not done a good job at times in life. Now, I know dealing with men is different than dealing with women, but the fuck you getting another. I should have gotten another job and stayed in DC.
See, also, no one is telling anyone to stay in America. Like, no one who's leaving America is being like, that's
These are
a
French
weird,
guys?
Yeah, that's a weird, everyone is like, understands people trying to leave right now.
Yeah.
So it seems like this is a specific random set of Frenchmen. Also, I've been very vocal about I don't like French guys because I'm French Canadian. I'm French Canadian, and
are you?
they are
Acadiana
so
people.
rude. You're what?
You're one of the Acadiana people.
We are, yeah, exactly. We have that connection.
The whole thing.
So I would say French guys can be really annoying and they can be really arrogant, but they're hot. So I would keep going on dates with them. I would either keep it mysterious or B, I like your take of just like normalize being honest on the date. Yeah. Normalize saying what you think about the date while you're still on the date. That's something I'm trying to do. Like instead of then going home and being like, oh my God, I have to tell you about this horrible. If a guy doesn't ask me questions now, like I'm not going to then like go back to my girlfriends and like complain about it. I'm going to say it on the date. I'm going to say like, do you have a question for me? You know, like, and okay, one last thing. I had a friend that would comment a lot about my life, like a lot. Like the kind of friend that I would be like, oh, I've been going through it. I just started this new medication. He's like, you really shouldn't be on antidepressants. Like that kind of like investment in just getting into my business. And I told my therapist about it at the time. And she said, this is what you say. You say, huh, that's interesting that that's your opinion. You just say that.
Love it.
And then you go, and that's it.
I agree with your therapist. I like to, but I would have done, I've been like, how do SSRIs work? Just tell me. Because it's also, because a lot of these opinions, they're not fleshed out. How do SSRIs work?
Yeah, right.
What do they, like, what receptors in your brain do they, tell me more about your thoughts on them, what your deal is. Yeah. Be ready to be so pleasantly confrontational. Like we can just talk about it because you're not as smart as you think you are. All right. Also, women, mid-date, do one thing. Look at the guy. How do you think this is going?
I like that.
Mid-date, don't matter whether or not it's going great. Don't matter whether or not it's going poorly.
I like
Every date, mid-date, look at him. You guys are having fun. How do you think this is going? Just make him think about how he's behaving.
Oh, that's good.
In the date. Make him think about it.
Oh, I'm obsessed with that.
I think it's going great. You think so?
You think so?
Well, okay. Why? Do you not think it's going great? No, I didn't say that. But that's just okay. So you think it's going good? Okay, cool.
That's interesting. Cool. That's your opinion.
I guarantee you, when y'all leave, the first text you're gonna get is, okay, well, how'd it go? And then you would rather be in that.
Wow.
How do you think this is going?
Wow. I love that. I will be implementing that on my next date. Okay, so please keep sending in your boy problems. We love reading them. And please keep leaving reviews and comments on the show. The episode with David Ferrier is our most commented episode. It's just insane. I think we're at 100 comments just on Spotify. I know I read them the last time, but I'm going to read them again. Caston says, we need a recurring series with David. This is the mashup America needs right now, Megan said. I just like to read my own compliments to my guests so that
that's fantastic.
Okay. Carissa Mary said, my two favorite podcasters, you guys bring the best vibes. That is so sweet. Thank you so much for your amazing comments. They really make my day.
David Ferrier, you said?
David Ferrier. Do you know him?
No, he's French.
He's
sounds like
New Zealand. He's from New Zealand.
Oh man, I never met a bad motherfucker from New Zealand. I'm sure there's some.
He's great. Did you see the documentary Tickled?
No.
Where it's about the tickle industry? You gotta watch it. You're gonna be into this.
Yeah, I can't believe. Now I gotta see this shit.
Into it. I can't tell you what happens, but it's great. It's on HBO. So thank you so much, Van, for coming in. We got
love each
so
other, y'all.
into it.
Remember, ladies, how do you think this is going?
How do you think this is going? Wait, Van, how do you think that this went?
It was great.
Yes. Everyone should go check out your amazing podcast with Rachel Lindsay called Higher Learning. It is incredible. You have the best takes of anyone on the internet.
Thank you.
You have to follow him on Instagram and on all socials. You're amazing at threads. You're a great threader.
I like threads.
You just have like the correct opinion on everything. That's how I would describe you.
I also like to just keep it in the wheelhouse of things. There's some stuff if you guys get me talking, it's gonna be all fucked up. I would like to say shout out to Tommy Alter. I FaceTimed you. You didn't answer. She said you wouldn't, and she was right.
Should I try and FaceTime him?
Try
Okay, if he doesn't, I believe I will get hung up on faster than you.
Let's see.
We're gonna time it.
I feel like if you hit him, he's gonna know.
He's gonna
That's
say,
two.
He's gonna be like, what? Tommy is unavailable. Okay, we just leave him a message.
Yeah, you're not that busy.
Truly.
Answer the phone for your friends, man. You're not that busy.
What are you, a world leader?
Yeah, where you at? You
Come
Zoran
on.
right now?
Probably. Okay, well, thank you so much, Van.
Bye, everybody.
everybody.
Bye.